hate to keep bringing up the Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark drama, it must be noted that Angel Reese is playing for Unrivaled. Caitlin Clark is not. The numbers are not great.
What happens when hype collides with reality? Angel Reese, who once confidently declared herself the face of women's basketball, is now facing a harsh truth.
Look where women's basketball is. People are talking about women's basketball, but you never would think that we'd be talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to games. We got celebrities coming to games, sold out arenas, like just because of one single game. I want to be that, and I know I'll go down in history. I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that.
The WNBA, a league that promised to transform the future of women's basketball, is already grappling with serious challenges.
It's here that we need to just realize Angel Reese is playing, and she's been very big on herself as being a massive draw. If that is in fact the truth, then why are people not watching with the same excitedness that they were watching Caitlin?
Despite placing Angel Reese at the center of its promotional campaigns, the WNBA is still struggling to attract viewers. This is the same Reese who spent an entire season touting her influence and impact on the game. Yet, where are the packed arenas? Where are the millions of viewers she promised to bring?
The boil on Caitlin Clark's ass, Angel Reese may be playing in the league, but who wants to see a goofy 6'6" woman miss late?
On the other hand, Caitlin Clark, who chose not to play in the Unrivaled League, has inadvertently shown that Reese's narrative was nothing more than an overblown illusion.
It is unrivaled. It is also unwatched. If you don't have Caitlin Clark playing women's basketball, or if you're not the NCAA tournament playing women's basketball, you got nothing.
Clark's absence has highlighted the league's shortcomings and exposed Reese's struggle to carry it on her own. Without Clark, the league's numbers are dismal, and fans are left unimpressed.
Cool new modernizations and this whole new league that was just built and is now making its debut. Fans aren't really buying into it as of this point. The games have averaged about 312,000 viewers across TNT and True TV, which is their broadcast partners.
In fact, many are beginning to see Reese for what she truly is, a player more focused on her glamour than her game. Stay tuned as we break down how Caitlin Clark's strategic decision to not participate has shattered the Unrivaled League's image and left Angel Reese's inflated claims of being the reason people watch women's basketball in ruins.
Nobody is coming close to the power of the Caitlin Clark effect. They're just not.
This is the story of basketball exposure and the undeniable power of Caitlin Clark. Let's dive in.
They released the first television numbers, TNT did, and they're bragging about it because, well, they're the best they've ever been.
When the Unrivaled League was launched, it was hailed as the next big thing in women's basketball.
Unrivaled is a 3v3 league. It is something for these women to do during the off season. And I didn't know. I didn't have expectations for what the numbers would look like, but I feel like seeing those, I feel like those are pretty good numbers. Now, are those numbers good enough to make this league a sustainable league year after year? That I'm not sure of.
A flashy, modernized alternative to the WNBA meant to keep players stateside during the off-season.
Those numbers, just to put into a little bit of perspective, while they seem like, okay, we've got over 312, when you put them in comparison to some of the WNBA numbers, specifically the WNBA numbers that featured Caitlin Clark playing in a game, they are actually very low. Backed
by high-profile investors such as Michael Phelps, Alex Morgan, and Ashton Kutcher, the league promised innovation with its 3-on-3 format, celebrity endorsements, luxury perks, and salaries higher than the WNBA average.
Unrivaled League has a lot of celebrity backing to it, which is great, right? So clearly with this type of investment, it means the players have the ability to get paid. And actually they are getting paid. They're making a ton more than they do in the WNBA, despite it only being, like I mentioned, a 9-week season.
Yet, all the hype couldn't hide the glaring issue. The league's success relied heavily on star power, and Caitlin Clark, the biggest draw in women's basketball, was nowhere to be found.
You and I both know, right? We both know. No Caitlin Clark, no watch. No Caitlin Clark in the league, no watch. Caitlin Clark's in that league, viewership doubles, if not triple.
The numbers tell a harsh truth. Despite Unrivaled's claims of strong viewership, the debut games averaged only about 312,000 viewers. To put that into perspective, Caitlin Clark's rookie WNBA games consistently drew over 2 million viewers.
I saw highlights of it, or lowlights of it, and I gotta tell you, it's really bad. Watching 5-on-5 women is bad enough, but 3-on-3 women, worse.
These numbers didn't just break records, they shattered them and captured national attention. Even games that Caitlin Clark wasn't directly involved in experienced a significant ratings boost, proving just how powerful her influence is on fans.
The Clark effect led to WNBA games that didn't even feature Clark drawing an average of 400,000 viewers. It's the Caitlin Clark effect.
The Indiana Fever versus Chicago Sky game, 2.3 million. Chicago Sky versus Indiana Fever, 2.25 million. Fever versus the Storm, 2.2 million. Sun versus the Fever, 2.1 million. Okay, so you understand what I'm saying.
Without Caitlin Clark, the Unrivaled League's viewership barely exceeded last year's WNBA averages, despite all the celebrity buzz and media support. Angel Reese, who had positioned herself as the face of the new league, has struggled to meet the expectations she set for herself. Reese had boldly claimed that she was one of the main reasons people were tuning into women's basketball, but the numbers haven't backed that up.
These are all numbers over 2 million. So, would the Unrivaled League benefit greatly from the Caitlin Clark effect? I think without a doubt, we all know the answer to that is resoundingly yes.
If Angel Reese's star power is truly as influential as she claims, where's the evidence? Why hasn't she been able to draw the same massive crowds that Caitlin Clark did? Instead, viewers are tuning out, and the league's glamorous perks, like the Miami setting, luxury apartments, and even a Sephora-sponsored glam room, are starting to feel more like distractions from the lack of actual basketball excitement.
We know that the WNBA numbers with her and versus the numbers in the WNBA without her also have a major gap. And this really makes us realize the power of Caitlin Clark, the appeal of Caitlin Clark.
Basketball isn't about hype, glitz, or glamour. It's about skill, performance, and the ability to captivate an audience. Without Caitlin Clark, the Unrivaled League feels incomplete, struggling to justify its existence. Stay tuned as we dive deeper into how Clark's decision not to join the league didn't just elevate her own brand, but also sent Angel Reese and the Unrivaled League spiraling into mediocrity.
People thought there was great momentum. People thought Angel Reese could draw. No, nobody wants to watch Angel Reese. Come on.
While Angel Reese spends plenty of time on social media and cultivating her Barbie persona, her on-court impact has been minimal. Missed layups, lackluster defense, and a seeming inability to elevate her team have only underscored her limitations as a player. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark's absence looms large over the league. By sitting out, Clark has inadvertently exposed the harsh reality behind the Unrivaled League's struggles.
If I'm the Unrivaled League, I go back to Caitlin Clark and say, what do you need? And then I give it to her. But Caitlin Clark seems beyond that, and that adds to her popularity.
Blowouts and sloppy performances have become all too common, with even marquee players struggling to adjust to the 3-on-3 format. Angel Reese's performances, in particular, have failed to impress, further highlighting the league's shortcomings.
Caitlin Clark is the biggest draw in women's basketball, and without her, many fans just aren't going to tune in.
The flaws of the Unrivaled League go beyond just ratings. The gameplay itself has faced heavy criticism for being inconsistent and, at times, downright unwatchable.
For Caitlin Clark, this was a great choice. She was not taking part in the debut season of Unrivaled. We've heard of Unrivaled. It's a new league. It's an option for WNBA players rather than going overseas. They can play here.
What's even more striking is Caitlin Clark's strategic brilliance. By choosing to sit out the Unrivaled League, she distanced herself from a struggling organization, preserving her reputation while simultaneously increasing her value.
For the first time ever, they have a superstar in this league that not only has the ability to draw a mainstream audience, she also has the ability to play actual basketball.
2 years ago, their home attendance was 1,800 fans. Their average this year, home attendance, is 17,000. That's almost 10 times. And, of course, the big difference is Caitlin Clark. I think she should be up for MVP.
The league's underwhelming debut without her has made one thing clear. Caitlin Clark is the heart of women's basketball. No other player, not even Angel Reese, has the same level of influence or impact.
If you're one of the dozens of fans in the WNBA, it is only going to get worse from here.
Angel Reese's attempt to position herself as the face of the sport has backfired spectacularly.
The addiction is real. The addiction to attention is real.
While Reese may have the glam and the attitude, Clark has the stats, the game, and the undeniable ability to elevate women's basketball to new heights. Reese's bold claims about being the reason for the sport's rising popularity have been exposed as exaggerated, if not outright false, when compared to Clark's tangible results.
I know the mainstream media wants us to believe that the WNBA is surging in popularity. I know analysts like Monica McDougal at ESPN. They want us to recognize elite layup missers and failed dunkers. But what Casey has been telling you guys all season, it has been true. What I have said countless times over the past few months, it is finally being proven without a shadow of a doubt. Caitlin Clark is a megastar. Caitlin Clark is a box office draw, while the rest of the WNBA, it is nothing but a polished turd.
Reese built her brand on bold declarations and a larger-than-life persona. During her NCAA run, she embraced the villain role and claimed to be the driving force behind women's basketball's increased popularity. Statements like, "People watch women's basketball because of me," painted a picture of someone who believed her influence was on par with, or even greater than, Clark's. However, the Unrivaled League has put those claims to the test, and the results have been far from flattering. The numbers are unforgiving. Reese's presence in the Unrivaled League was supposed to draw viewers, fill seats, and ignite excitement, yet the league struggled to break 32,000 average viewers during its opening weekend. Worse still, games featuring Reese didn't generate the buzz expected from someone claiming to be the face of the sport. In contrast, Caitlin Clark's rookie season brought in millions of viewers per game, even when she wasn't playing. The disparity is glaring, proving that while Reese may talk a big game, it's Clark who consistently delivers.
Caitlin Clark has a lot going on right now. She just turned 23 years old. She obviously had a monster rookie season. Time named her Athlete of the Year. She's got a boyfriend. She's got Taylor Swift as her new bestie. She wants to hang out.
Let's break this down further. Angel Reese has been vocal about her impact on women's basketball, but her on-court performance hasn't lived up to that narrative. In the Unrivaled League, her play has been lackluster, with missed layups and a noticeable lack of energy on both sides of the ball. Instead of focusing on improving her game, Reese has spent more time perfecting her social media presence and embracing a Barbie persona, leaving her basketball skills behind. This has sparked growing criticism, even among her own fans, who are starting to see through the glamorous image she's built. Basketball, at its core, is about skill and results, not just a polished Instagram feed. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark's decision not to join the Unrivaled League has only cemented her position as the sport's ultimate power player. Her absence has laid bare the league's dependence on her star power. Without her, the league feels incomplete, like a concert missing its headliner. On the other hand, the WNBA saw a huge spike in ratings when Clark joined the league, with her games consistently setting viewership records. Her ability to deliver unforgettable performances, combined with her humble yet confident attitude, has made her a magnet for fans and media alike.
The pregame show, postgame show, it felt like all of those were put in place as like a marketing tool for the play on the court, and it was just overwhelming praise. But we don't need to, like during the games, just be constantly praising and not calling out certain things like regular play-by-play commentary.
Angel Reese, on the other hand, positioned herself as the next big star in women's basketball, boldly claiming to be the face of the sport. She boasted about her ability to fill arenas and draw in fans. However, the reality is far from what she had envisioned. In the Unrivaled League, Her games have failed to generate the same excitement and attention that Caitlin Clark consistently brings. Despite the celebrity endorsements and flashy marketing, the league's viewership numbers have not come close to the ratings Caitlin Clark's games achieved in the WNBA. Reese's name alone has not been enough to sustain fan interest, and her on-court performances haven't done much to back up her bold claims either.
Caitlin Clark's star is only going to shine brighter because she handles herself with grace and class.
To truly understand the stark contrast between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, we need to look at their impact both on and off the court. Caitlin Clark isn't just a player, she's a phenomenon. Her ability to electrify a game and draw in audiences goes beyond basketball itself. From her NCAA days at Iowa to her historic rookie season in the WNBA, Clark has consistently shattered records. She became a household name, with fans tuning in just to watch her play, even those who weren't avid followers of women's basketball. Her rookie games consistently drew over 2 million viewers, proving that she is the driving force behind the sport's rising popularity.
What happens when hype meets reality? Angel Reese, a player who boldly claimed she was the face of women's basketball, is facing the harsh truth in the Unrivaled league. The league, which promised to revolutionize women's basketball, is already struggling.
Reese's struggles go beyond just viewership numbers. Her on-court performances in the Unrivaled League have done little to support her self-proclaimed status as a superstar. Missed layups, lackluster defense, and an apparent lack of improvement have drawn sharp criticism from both fans and analysts. While Caitlin Clark is known for consistently working to elevate her game, Reese seems more focused on maintaining her Barbie image than improving her basketball skills. This has only fueled the narrative that Reese is more about flash than substance, a stark contrast to Clark's relentless work ethic and undeniable talent. The glamour and perks of the Unrivaled League have become a double-edged sword for Reese. From Sephora-sponsored glam rooms to luxury apartments in Miami, the league aimed to modernize women's basketball. However, this emphasis on luxury has inadvertently highlighted Reese's weaknesses. While players like Clark let their game speak for itself, Reese's reliance on the league's glamour to boost her brand has backfired. Fans are starting to question if Reese is more invested in her image than in becoming a true basketball icon. Caitlin Clark's absence has further magnified Reese's shortcomings. Without Clark in the league, the lack of star power is painfully obvious. Reese was expected to step into that role, but she's failed to deliver. Even her most loyal fans can't ignore the growing contrast between her bold words and underwhelming performances. On the other hand, Clark's decision to sit out has been a masterstroke. It has allowed her to preserve her mystique, elevate her value, and expose the Unrivaled League's inability to thrive without her.